You probably think that Men in Black is just a slick sci-fi comedy. Funny aliens, cool gadgets, easy laughs, but behind all of the humor is a production that was far more strange and dark than it ever let on. One actor actually spent hours trapped inside suffocating prosthetics just to play a single role. A harmless-looking glass of sugar water became a genuine on-set challenge. And the movie, well, it almost starred an entirely different cast. That's not even the weirdest part, though. What this movie is based on was more creepy, violent, and nothing like the family-friendly film that audiences fell in love with. Today, we're going to get into 12 weird facts about Men in Black that reveal just how chaotic, risky, and downright strange the movie really was. Number 12. The movie is based on a pretty interesting comic book. It might be weird to think that the Amazing Men in Black movie actually came from a really strange and obscure comic book, but it's true. The original comic, called The Men in Black, was created in the early 1990s by writer Lowell Cunningham and artist Sandy Carruthers, and only a tiny handful of issues were ever made, only 6 in total. Before the movie turned into the fun and hilarious alien hunting adventure that we all know, the comic was rather different. It had a dark and serious tone, and the Men in Black didn't just deal with aliens. They investigated creepy things like demons, zombies, mutants, and all kinds of other supernatural stuff. The organization in the comic was also portrayed as pretty ruthless. They did whatever it took to keep their secrets hidden, even if it meant going to extreme lengths. When the movie was being made, they had to totally rework the story, keeping the idea of a secret agency dealing with hidden mysteries, but then turning it into a lighthearted, family-friendly sci-fi comedy instead. Number 11. The script was unfinished during filming. Nothing is a bigger gamble than beginning a movie without a completed script. Imagine the chaos of a Hollywood production where the story wasn't fully written and actors were handed dialogue moments before filming.
The latest smackdown on your candy ass.
Director Barry Sonnenfeld and Sony Pictures chose this path because they didn't want to miss out on New York City tax incentives or the limited availability of stars like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
Galaxy on Orion's belt didn't make any sense.
Look, that's what the little dude inside the big dude's head said, right?
Smith came back as Agent J, the charming and quick-thinking leader of the pair, while Jones returned as Agent K, bringing his serious and no-nonsense attitude. However, this choice would cause problems. The second and third parts of the movie were not finished when filming began. To fix it all, the team took a break during filming. This would give writers more time to work on the story, and shockingly, there were times on set when a writer wrote dialogue right before the actors actually filmed the scene. So, salute to those capable writers. On top of it all, the creative team had struggled to figure out the tricky time travel storyline, which led to a whole lot of changes being made while they were doing the filming itself. Number 10. Vincent D'Onofrio's performance wrecked his body. When you're watching Vincent D'Onofrio's unforgettable performance as Edgar the Bug in the film, you might not realize just how much effort and physical sacrifice went into bringing the character to life. Acting is a very small world for what D'Onofrio pulled off. It was a tough transformation that made it hard to tell where the actor ended and the creepy alien-human hybrid began. To make Edgar the Bug so convincingly creepy, D'Onofrio endured a tiring 6 hours of makeup every day on the set. It wasn't your typical makeup job either. The process required extensive prosthetics, expertly designed by makeup legend Rick Baker, to distort his appearance and create the twisted and unearthly vibe. And want to know something even more surreal? Baker actually glued D'Onofrio's eyelids shut. That's right, he had to have his eyes glued shut to give Edgar that insect-like stare that practically sends shivers down your spine. But wait, it gets more crazy. Makeup wasn't the only trick used to make the character's creepy movements look real. D'Onofrio came up with a painful way to mimic how a giant insect might move in a human body. He wore basketball braces to lock his knees and ankles, which made him walk stiffly and unnaturally. That method was exhausting and tough on his body during the long days of filming. Number 9. The sugar water walk was intentional. Remember that scene where the alien, disguised as Edgar, demands sugar water and then drinks it in the most bizarre way?
Hey there, fellas! You guys get along all right?
That moment was entirely planned and occurred intentionally. Director Barry Sonnenfeld made sure Vincent D'Onofrio really drank sugar water in order to make the scene feel as weird and real as possible. But here's the wild part. In order to capture the scene from all of the right angles, they shot it 7 to 8 times, and each time D'Onofrio chugged an entire glass of sugar water on camera. Now, that is truly unbelievable. By the end of the night, he had drunk about 11 or 12 glasses of the super sweet mixture, and the director didn't use any tricks or fake props. Every single take shows the actor really drinking it, which is why the scene feels so real and intense. Number 8. A vast number of alien designs were created. Now, this is what you as the viewer will not be able to recognize, at least not on your first watch.
Bob here is a clear violation of Health Ordinance 32. Selling unlicensed extraterrestrial.
The alien world of the film is far more expansive and imaginative than you may have guessed, and during pre-production and effects work, a vast number of alien designs were developed, far more than what had made it to the screen. Legendary makeup effects designer Rick Baker and his team worked quite hard to design the aliens, making hundreds of concept sketches and models. Baker said the movie needed more designs than all of his other films combined. Director Barry Sonnenfeld and producer Steven Spielberg helped out, combining pieces from different designs to create the strange and unique aliens that you see in the film. While only a fraction of those designs appeared on screen, countless others were developed, showcasing the dedication of Baker and his team. For Men in Black 3, they actually pushed the boundaries even further, producing 127 unique alien designs, some of which were created for scenes that never made the final cut. Number 7. Rick Baker pushed practical effects to the limit. If Rick Baker had one goal, it was to push all the practical effects as far as humanly possible. Baker and his team at Cinovation Studios poured their creativity into creating aliens that seemed to leap right off the screen. They used everything from detailed prosthetics to rubber suits to enormous animatronic puppets with radio-controlled features. One of the most mind-blowing creations was the 8-foot-tall alien Mikey. It took 10 months to build and was operated by multiple people to move its eyes, antenna, mouth, and limbs. It was so detailed that some of its faster movements had to be replaced with CGI because even the most advanced practical techniques couldn't keep up. For Edgar, the giant alien bug disguised as a human, Baker made loose and heavy prosthetics that hung awkwardly to make him look strange. And don't forget that they even glued the actor's eyelids shut to give him a creepy appearance. Number 6. Will Smith improvised many jokes. Will Smith brought his legendary charisma and quick thinking to the set in a way that might surprise you. What if I told you that one of the most iconic lines in the film wasn't even in the script? That's right. You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good was a spontaneous moment of genius from Smith himself. During rehearsals, he came up with a line on the spot, and it instantly became a perfect fit for Agent J's cool and confident personality. But that wasn't all. Smith improvised plenty of other jokes and lines all throughout the film, often shaping the hilarious and playful vibe of his scenes with Tommy Lee Jones. Number 5. Tommy Lee Jones didn't start off loving the humor. Veteran actor Tommy Lee Jones wasn't exactly thrilled about the comedic improv style of the film. Known for his serious and dramatic work, Jones entered the project a bit skeptical of all the jokes flying around, especially Will Smith's off-the-cuff humor.
Never seen him before in my life. That is a hell of a fish.
According to the director, Tommy Lee Jones didn't understand the funny tone of the movie. He didn't react to the jokes as easily as Will Smith did. Instead of changing Jones's style, though, Sonnenfeld used his serious and calm delivery to make him the perfect straight man to Smith's fun and energetic Agent J. Interestingly, while Smith had made people laugh by doing improv, Jones also changed his lines behind the scenes. He didn't do it to be funny, though. He changed them to match his serious style. Over time, Jones got used to being the serious half of the duo. His straight-faced reactions became a big reason why the movie's humor worked. Number 4. The World's Fair alien wasn't planned early. The idea that the old New York World's Fair structures are actually alien technology was not part of the story from the beginning, and that's what makes it so fascinating. In fact, early scripts didn't even focus on the 64 and 65 World's Fair or its futuristic towers. At first, the story was planned to happen all over the United States, but then director Barry Sonnenfeld had a brilliant idea. Why not center the climax in New York, using the iconic Flushing Meadows Park? The towers from the World's Fair looked like flying saucers, and the movie turned them into hidden alien spaceships, which mixed in real history with the secret alien world in a cool way. The idea would come later and then change the story a lot. Number 3. Test screenings forced major tone shifts. In the early test screenings, something surprising took place that completely shaped the final version of the film.
Witness said that the perps were looking for the light of... Yeah, what is it?
Audiences would find the original version way too complicated, and it threw them off. The first cut included a complex plot about two alien races at war, with Earth caught in the middle. There were long explanations about their conflict, shown through diagrams and heavy dialogue the viewers just weren't able to keep up with. People felt confused and distracted, which wasn't the reaction the filmmakers were aiming for. And to fix this, the team simplified the story massively. They completely took out one of the alien races and focused on a more straightforward conflict. But here's the clever part. They didn't even need to reshoot a lot of the scenes. Instead, they skillfully adjusted subtitles and changed bits of dialogue in the footage that they already had. These changes made the movie less about complex space politics and more about fun, humor, and the characters. Number 2. The Neuralyzer became iconic by accident. The Neuralyzer, you know, that sleek and futuristic gadget that the agents use to wipe people's memories, was originally a simple tool in the story.
So you just flash that thing, it erases her memory, and you just make up a new one?
A standard issue Neuralyzer.
It was meant to help the agents erase the memories of anyone who saw something they shouldn't have, like an alien encounter, but what really made it unforgettable was its cool design and how it worked in the film.
Right here.
It looked like a fancy pen with shiny details and little dials that you could adjust, and the bright flash that it made when wiping someone's memory added both excitement and humor. Plus, lines like, "Just look here for a second," right before people forgot everything, made it even more funny. Even though it wasn't a major focus in marketing, fans quickly loved the Neuralyzer and saw it as the symbol of the film. Number 1. The studio originally wanted a different lead. Perhaps the weirdest fact is that Will Smith was not the first choice to play Agent J. When the movie was in its early stages, the studio had other big ideas. They were actually leaning toward Chris O'Donnell, who was famous at the time for Batman Forever and a few dramatic hits. Steven Spielberg, who was part of the production team, even asked the director, Barry Sonnenfeld, to take Chris out for dinner and try to convince him to join the film. However, Sonnenfeld had his own vision. He thought that the character of Agent J needed someone with great comedic timing and a bold personality. So he cleverly talked Chris O'Donnell out of the role. He told him that the script wasn't all that great, hinted that he might want to look for better opportunities elsewhere, and O'Donnell ended up passing on the part, and that's when Will Smith joined the picture. Can you even imagine how much different the movie would have been without Will's charm and humor? Oh, and here's another fun fact. Clint Eastwood was once considered for Agent K before Tommy Lee Jones landed the legendary role. What's your favorite part about Men in Black? Let me know down in the comments below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe so that you always know when we upload another video like this. Got any recommendations? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.